You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every darn day. I am your host, Booney, one name, all passion. I've been riding with this squad for 4 decades now. And let me tell you, the A's aren't just some scrappy underdog anymore. We are the storm rolling in from Ricky to the Bash Brothers, from the Big Three to the Vegas Blueprint. This franchise has always found a way to flip the script. And right now, these kids are turning MLB upside down, and the rest of the league cannot stand it. Stick around. We are building a desert dynasty starting next year, the year after, and you don't want to be late to the party. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So smash that subscribe button now and join the ride. If you are in Nevada, catch Locked On A's Monday through Friday at 12:30 on Silver State Sports and Entertainment, Digital Channel 5.2, or Cox Cable Channel 77. This episode is brought to you in part by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. The 2025 A season has officially come to a close, and with it, the final chapter of Locked On A's postgame for the year. We will be around every single day, Monday through Friday, in the offseason to get you caught up on everything that is going on with the A's. The last matchup against the Royals wasn't just about 9 innings of baseball. It was about everything this team has stood for all season long, from playing spoiler down the stretch to flashing the kind of young talent that has the rest of baseball on notice. The A's closed the book on Sacramento for 2025 with grit, pride, and a message to the league. The Desert Dynasty is coming. It's coming year in, year out. We still have 2 more years in Sacramento. In this episode, we got a lot to cover. A lot to cover in this episode. Stick around for the end. I got a special thank you for all you guys. So do me a huge favor. Stick around to the end. I put something together for you guys. I want you to watch it. If not tonight, check it out later on YouTube, whatever it may be. Again, I said this in the last episode, off-season content. What do you guys want to see? You tell me. Up to you. Arizona Fall League, October 6th. We got 6-7 players going to the Arizona Fall League. I'll tell you who. Off-season wish list. What do you guys got? I got my wish list. 2026. What do you want to see change with regard to the A's in 2026? It can do with anything. Organizational, player-wise, management-wise. What do you guys want to see in 2026? Who was your MVP of the season? Who was your biggest disappointment? I will tell you mine. And of course, we'll go through the season recap first. Royals series didn't go the way we wanted, right? Last 2 games, we came out a little rough. What's up, RD Moss? I am so glad Kotsay gave Shea the day off so he could be fresh for the preseason. We don't know. Tim, I know you're upset about that too. We don't know the conversation him and Shea had, right? I don't think this was a situation where Shea wanted to play and Kotsay said, sit down. It may have been, I don't know. It's the last game of the year. The game didn't mean a whole lot. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we don't know what went on behind closed doors. This was an unserious lineup. I agree with you there. The whole game was a little unserious, Tim. Everything that was going on with regard to the game, the substitutions, the bullpen-wise, Rooker walking, getting taken out in order for him to play 162. I get it. Everything was a little unserious about the game. All but 2 serious now is Kotsay didn't put in a bench guy here. He empties the bench like the right. Yeah, I see your point. Someone needs to tell Kotsay to start winning instead of being lappy for player development. Again, We don't know what went on behind closed doors, RD. I hear what you're saying. Game 1, 6-2. It didn't mean a whole lot. I get it, though. Bobby, Booney, your interview with Zenny this year was the best interview of anyone. Aisley and the Oakland's nuclear bomb science. Truth feel bad. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. Zenny knows his stuff, man. Zenny definitely knows his stuff with regard to the A's situation. Zenny's is just at such a high level when it comes to something a whole lot of people don't know, which is the socioeconomics. I don't know how do you exactly you want to put it, but with regard to what a city needs to do as far as building a stadium and everything that goes into it. It was tough to understand when I did the interview, and it took me forever to actually just be able to translate what he said. And so normal people who are not familiar with that field could understand it. I'm glad you liked it. I appreciate that. One thing is obvious to me about the A's next season is that Kotsay needs to seriously grab another gear, and how he manages turn off the rebuild mentality. Yes, that was one thing I was disappointed in from the beginning of the year, Bob, was from the get-go of the season, it was like, hey, we just want to improve on the 69 wins the club had the year before. And in my head, I'm going nuts. I'm like, what are you talking about improve on that? We're a much better team than that. We're a playoff contender this year. And that's without Kurtz coming up. We had a good team, man. We had a really, really good team. So I was disappointed in the expectations they held right off the bat. And it showed how he used Mason Miller at the beginning of the season. It was wild. So, yeah, I agree with you. Sam, can we let go of the female that sits along? Oh, Janny Canvar. Yeah, that's one thing. I mean, listen, guys, at the end of the day, I don't care what you do. I want a serious organization. And one complaint I do have about the announcing and who came to the table was the serious they brought. You didn't hear half that was being said, or the professionalism I thought was a joke. I didn't like them at all. I've made that clear from the beginning of the season. And my point of it was that you would never hear a Cubs announcer or a Mets announcer or any other professional franchise announcer announce the way Dallas Braden and Jenny Canvar did, like a couple sixth graders. It would not be tolerated by another fan base. And why are the A's treated differently? Why did we have to go through that? I didn't like it. I've made that clear all year long. This isn't anything different. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. Jay Souls, we could be up 3-0 in the World Series and Kotsay would empty the bench. Bedot, yeah, RD, yeah, we saw some Bedot today. And Mitch Spence, right? They had glaring holes, both of them. Both of them had some glaring holes in what they did today. I don't see either of them being on the 40-man roster next year. I don't know how you can right now. For me, that would just be an absolute disservice to other pitchers out there. Yeah, but Bedot had a hard time. He had so much promise coming in. I was high on him. Jay Souls, how are you, buddy? Thank you, Booney, for it's been hard for an Australian to talk A's baseball, but now I have a great community to talk. Hey, greatest community ever, man. And Jay Souls, do me a favor, stick around to the end. It's a thanks to guys like you. I might even freaking play it after this break because I want to get to it before you guys bail on me. Two good middle relievers, huh, John? Okay, I like it. Offense went out sad. Defense is sad. And Jacob Wilson, no. Angelo, Jacob Wilson's Steve was good. He had one of the higher percentages. Sure, he made his errors. He played shortstop. He's young. He also made some great plays. Yes, I agree with you yesterday as far as the one Langoliers through to stealing second. He should have got in front of that instead of picking it. Yes, he made his mistakes. No question about it. But I would not call him a bad defensive shortstop by any amount of imagination. I thought he played very, very well at shortstop this year. Sure. Did he have certain plays like yesterday that he's going to need to learn from? Yes. And you make a good point on that one. That's one he needed to get in front of, block it before it got to center field. I agree with you on that one, Angelo. Nick Kurtz, for me, probably 35 homers, 36. 36. The last three came a little bit in blowouts, right? I could only listen to audio today to black out what seemed every bit hit. Jeez, Blade. It was it was as bad as it sounded. It was terrible. It was terrible. So thankful that Carey called that Kurtz 4 home run again. Thank God, huh? Get the radio team for the TV broadcast for sure. Time's up for JJ and Geloff package. Yes. Bad news Bears. Absolutely. Hey, when I come back, give me your MVP and your biggest disappointment. MVP and your biggest disappointment of 2025, excuse me. My MVP is close, but I'm going to go with one guy, and I have a tie for disappointment. I'll see you in a minute. You have probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. And now Nutrafol is the official hair growth partner of Major League Baseball. You can feel great about what you are putting in your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. Whether you are at work, out with friends, or even just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine. I love that Nutrafol is simple to add to your day. 4 pills with a meal, no prescription needed. Easy. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Okay, guys, my MVP for the year. Believe it or not, I am going to go with tricked you. Brent Rooker. Brent Rooker is my MVP. 162 games played this year. 626 at-bats, third in all of baseball. 164 hits, 20th in baseball. 40 doubles, third in baseball. He had 30 home runs, top 25 in baseball. 262, 800 OPS. Yes, you could easily make an argument for Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson. Probably that's it. I like Rooker. I like the leadership he brought. He was the face of the franchise. I think a lot of the kids looked up to him. I thought he was as close to as a leader as we could have gotten this year. Brent Rooker was my guy this year. Loved Brent Rooker. He hit big. He had big hits all year long. He was there no matter what. He answered questions from the media. Honestly, Rooker was my guy. Biggest disappointments, tie. I think you know where I'm going with it. Lawrence Butler at the beginning of the season, I said he would get MVP votes. I said that. And I said JJ Bleday would be an all-star. Maybe I should stop making predictions. Butler hit 235, 179 strikeouts, which was top 10 in all of baseball. I think 6th in the American League. And Bleday, not only was his glove awful, he hit 212, under a 700 OPS. Those are my biggest disappointments of the year. What do you guys got? John, get the radio team. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. You got a guy that's broadcasted in minor leagues, in the minor leagues for 3 decades, his whole career, and you have the greatest announcer of all time. Why? Why wouldn't you put him on TV? Or just let them do a simulcast? It makes no sense. Time's up for JJ and Geloff. Package them for some pitching. Journey. You know how we feel about JJ and Geloff. Who wants them? I don't think we're gonna get a freaking box of dirt for those two guys. One of those jars, one of the old Coliseum things they were selling. I don't think we'll get that for them. I don't think we're gonna get anything for Geloff and Blade. I'll be shocked, man. I'll be shocked. Life for the bad news. Well, to next year, cheer. Holy, what's up, Bamboo? Yup, indeed. She likely would have, but she had an awful call already today with the one Blade dropped, I believe. He caught it. Oh no, he didn't. It's crazy. That got to be around 50 homer projected if he played 150 plus. Yes, it did. I'm looking forward to the competition for starting. You're talking about DeVries. Well, right now, DeVries defensively didn't have a great year in the minor leagues. Percentage-wise, he wasn't great defensively. Now, could that be just a one-off? Sure. He's smooth. He's young. He's 18. Big body. We know what he can do. We'll see. I think DeVries, if DeVries hits like he did towards the end of the year, we could see him sooner. Man. Blade was like a little, I don't even think he was interested in playing out there today, Sam. I was a little disappointed. MVP Kurtz, okay. I had him real close. Kotsay disappointment, yeah, he was. I thought all of management was. I thought coaching needs to take a high look in the mirror. From the day one, the expectations on this team was low. From day one, they let the minor league park be an excuse. I thought leadership as a whole was bad this year. As a whole, I thought leadership was bad. RD, biggest disappointment is Butler. Yeah, I had that. Soderstrom's right there. Good for yeah. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I'm not going. I like Rooker. Rooker's, if I had to pick my favorite player, and am I biased a little bit with Rooker? Yes. That's my guy. I love Rooker. But yeah, as far as player for player, sure. You can easily go Soderstrom. He was unbelievable this year, man. I mean, 279, 25 bombs, 93 RBIs, 34 doubles, 14th in majors, 93 RBIs, 23rd in all of baseball, 279, 824 OPS. He was awesome. 156 games too. He played two different positions. He was phenomenal this year. Good call, RD. I'm with you. MVP has to be Cal Raleigh. So here's the deal, Gene. If you were to go, in my opinion, if you were to go strictly offensive stats, I think Judge has him by a while, by a good amount. I'm putting a good amount of weight on defense. Defense matters. And when you're talking about Cal Raleigh and you're talking that pitching staff and you're talking about a platinum glove winner, that matters. So for the defense and him playing the catcher position, yes, Cal Raleigh struck out a ton. Hit 60 bombs, sure. Average was low. Point being is if they decide to go Judge, while I disagree, offensively Judge was a better player. With the Rando lineup, Kase should have started Schumann. Give him 4 at-bats to make up 2 points above the Mendez. Yeah, and good call. Hernandez has been playing every day. If there's one guy you could have sat, it's Hernandez. Billy, how are you, man? This was a good year, bud. And listen, guys, I'm going to take a break. Following the break, stick around, is a thank you video to you guys. A thank you video to you guys. Stick around through the break. After the break, I'm playing the thank you video to you guys. See you in a minute. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you are ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. I love using FanDuel because it fits however you would like to bet. player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. It makes every game more exciting, whether you are watching your team or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. It's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Sundays. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every day. For your second listen, find the all-night Locked On MLB Game Night every game, every night, until a World Series champion is crowned. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Tonight is the end of a ride I will never forget. When the season began back on opening night in Seattle, I had no idea what I was getting into. Hosting Locked On A's was the first time I'd ever stepped behind a mic to do something like this. And to say it was a learning curve would be an understatement. I came in with opinions, plenty of passion, and a whole lot of love for this ball club. What I didn't expect was how much your support, your feedback, and your daily listenership would fuel me to keep going. No matter how tough the games or the headlines got. This year was unlike any other in franchise history. We opened on the road in Seattle, uncertain of what this season would hold. And from that very first pitch, you could feel the A's story was going to be different. Not just because of the wins and losses, but because of the looming questions, the relocation talks, the youth movement, and the drama that never seemed to take a night off. Through it all, we showed up here after every game, breaking it down, calling it like it is, and building something bigger than just a post-game show and a daily show. From the early growing pains to the mid-season flashes of brilliance, this team gave us plenty to talk about. We rode the highs of the walk-off wins, breakout performances, and the rise of the kids who are destined to make noise next year and beyond in Vegas. We also had to sit with the lows, bullpen meltdowns, managerial missteps, and 20 of 21 losses. But that's baseball. It's cruel, it's beautiful, and it never runs out of stories. And man, the Dreamcrusher stretch down the final weeks. That's the kind of baseball this fan base lives for. Knocking contenders off balance, reminding the league that no matter the payroll or the politics, the A's are still capable of ruining someone else's October plans. It was a glimpse of what's to come, a preview of a young, hungry core that's learning how to punch above its weight and won't be pushed around much longer. I've probably argued with just about everyone this year, you name it. A's announcers, beat writers, rival podcasters, and even some of my own listeners and diehard fans from the Bay Area. And I don't apologize for it. Every time I raised my voice, called someone out, or pushed back, it came from one place: passion. I want better for this fan base. I want better for this organization. I have spent the entire season fighting the lazy narrative, exposing the spin, and demanding more from the people who cover and run this team. Some people didn't like it. Some people blocked me, muted me, bashed me, or swore they would never listen again. But I'd rather be the one taking the heat than sitting quietly while the franchise and its fans get shortchanged. Because that's what being an A's fan is. It's about fighting for the green and gold, even when it's uncomfortable. As for me, this was more than just a season. This was a chance to connect with all of you, to share my takes, to argue, to celebrate the event, and to be part of a community that refused to be silenced. Whether you tuned in Sacramento, Vegas, the Bay, or anywhere across the country, you made this experiment into something real. You turned one fan with a mic into a host with a purpose. Because I tell you, for a while there, I didn't know how long I was going to continue doing this. So tonight, as we wrap the season, I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for sticking with me through every rant, every stat drive, every sarcastic jab, and every late night recording session. You gave me the confidence to keep showing up and the belief that this show matters. Hosting this podcast was brand new territory. Your loyalty made it feel like home. The season is over, but the story is just beginning. The A's are stacking chips for next year and beyond. And we have been here for the foundation. When the Desert Dynasty finally rises, we will all look back at this season as the one that hardened us, tested us, and reminded us that being an A's fan is never about taking the easy road. It's about loyalty, it's about resilience, and it's about belief that the best is still ahead. From opening night to closing day, from first pitch to last word, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. This has been Locked On A's. One name, all passion. Again, guys, thank you so much, man. Everything you guys being here. Really, really appreciate you guys. All right. Severino. You got Severino's your biggest disappointment, huh, Sam? Yeah, I'm with you. Severino kind of was who Severino was. I didn't really expect Severino to have any type of lightning numbers like an ERA in the low threes or in the twos or compete for any type of situation. He is who he is. And when you really look at his numbers over the year, he was 8-11. He pitched a ton of innings, 4.54 ERA. Leadership, I thought, was going to be a little bit better. I was a little disappointed in his comments at the beginning of the season, but he was good. I mean, he had some great outings in Milwaukee, in San Francisco, in Seattle, in Houston, I believe was another outing. This last outing against, who was it? Against Boston, I want to say. But he had some really good outings. But at the same time, he got absolutely hit hard. And yeah, I didn't like that what he said in the media about the ballpark. We didn't need that from a veteran. We didn't need that from a free agent who knew who he was getting into. Angelo, Kurtz let down. Kurtz MVP let down Butler. D71, Rook is a class act. Yeah, for sure. A big Rook guy. A fan of Rook. Maybe his numbers weren't the MVP. Like RD said, Soderstrom probably had a better year. Kurtz had bigger numbers. I'm just a Brett Rooker guy. I'm a Brett Rooker guy. MVP Shea. Shea also, though, I want to see Shea start doing it when it matters. Shea was on fire since Washington. In Washington. Before that, he was hitting 220. For a while there, I was looking up until the series in Washington, and actually after Washington got cold a little bit, he was one of my biggest disappointments. He was in the 220s before he absolutely got on a tear. Kurtz MVP, I agree, biggest disappointment is Butler considering his second half last year. Yeah, and he had a decent second half this year as well. Gene, I feel like the season felt better than it really was because it was a horrible previous seasons. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But you also got to remember, Gene, for a while there in the second half, with about 25 games left in the season, 20 games, we were only ahead by 2024's pace by like 1 or 2 games. It wasn't like, we ended strong. The last month or so of the season made the season. Kurtz homering in his last rookie at bat was fitting. Hey, that's a good call, Tim. It was fitting, wasn't it? Rooker MVP consistently throughout the year. Butler disappointing. Sure. Who won the AAA championship game? It was the Marlins organization. It was the Marlins organization that won it. I forget what their team name or where they're from, but it was their AAA organization that won it. A walk-off homer against the Aviators. Some team will take a flyer on them and figure they can fix them. You could be right, Jern. I would love it if they do. Geloff has the tools. So I could see that happening. Geloff has the tools. Why did Kotsay rest Lange today? I don't know, Bill. I mean, we were talking about that earlier. Maybe it's a conversation him and Langoliers had yesterday. I do know that Rooker had his first at bat just to play in 162. He walked, and immediately Cortez came in and took him out of the game. So maybe, hey, he decided he's just going to call it a day for the veterans and let the rookies play since it's the last game of the year. Who knows? I hope they keep Rooker. I know I don't want them to trade. They better not trade him. Bamboo. Don't say that. MVP Kurtz, biggest appointment. Blade. Yeah, I could see that. I have that on my list too. Blade was rough, man. And today kind of was that cherry on the sundae as far as how he played today. What makes me feel good is the Giants choke. Sorry, but not sorry. They sure choked, didn't they? They for sure did. Trade Blade for Geno Smith. You think the Raiders will do it? I don't know, man. The Blade still has potential, but he has to work on his bat speed. The P word. Yeah. I'm disappointed in this season. I thought we would be over. I'm disappointed as well, Jern. At the beginning of the season, I said the A's would win the AL West. And people thought I was nuts for it. Thought I was a troll for it. I stand by that. I felt like we were good enough. I felt the expectations and how this team was managed at the beginning of the season was a disservice. I thought we were a good team. I thought we were, and this is me saying that at the beginning of the season with no Andahar. You look at our team at the beginning of the season, I believed in Blade. I believed in Butler. I believed in Andahar. That was our outfield, right? Andahar in left, Blade in center, Butler in right. We had Soderstrom at first, Langoliers behind the dish, Wilson at short. Second base. Was that Schumann? Who do we have at second base? It wasn't Geloff. Geloff got hurt in spring training. And who was at third? I'm missing a few guys here. Let me look it up. You guys probably have it already. But I liked our team. I liked our pitching staff. I believed in Severino. I believed in Jeffrey Springs. I love JP Sears in the 3 spot. Bedot was coming off an extremely hot second half last year. I believed in him. I like Joey Estes. Here's who we had. Luis Urias. I love that pickup. Gio Urshela. I thought he was going to be better. Urshela, Urias, Muncy. Muncy was good. It took him a little while to go. So, opening series of the year, Soderstrom went 7 of 15, 3 bombs, 4 RBIs. Urias was 1 for 4, had a home run. Urshela 2 for 9. Muncy 2 for 12 with a homer. Jacob Wilson was 4 for 15. Langoliers was 2 for 11. Johnny Pareda, Miguel Andahar 2 for 11. I loved Andahar. JJ Blade was 3 for 15. Butler was 2 for 15. Rooker 4 for 18. That was the first series of the year. All in, I'm happy about this year. MVP Kurt Saifong. What's up, bud? Biggest disappointment was Butler Sevy. Sure? Yeah, all right. Every time I see a picture of Bamboo, that's how I think, bud. Bamboo agreed. My Giants fan father-in-law was trashing the A's today, and I had to remind him the A's had the same record at a third of the payroll as the Giants. Yeah. Love Langoliers. 2 things. He needs to work on his arm. People ran wild on him, and he needs to DH when rested as catcher. Usually he has been. For the last several outings, when McIver has been catching, we have seen Langoliers at DH. It hasn't been often, but he has been doing that. Obviously not today. I respect them, but don't have to like them. Multiple reasons for me. I get it. Trey from Toronto is probably blowing your mind about guys staying in the minors for years. Single A to the show and maybe the postseason star. I don't respect them. The A's are just dysfunctional as the A's. Thanks for the great coverage this year. Sully was fine, but the previous hosts were horrific. I appreciate I appreciate that, Salty. Thank you, man. Means a lot. Hernandez is decent. Yes, I don't think Hernandez is good enough, Angelo. Hernandez ain't good enough. Hernandez is good enough to get you beat. I like Hernandez as that super utility guy to take the spot of Schumann. But as far as our starting second baseman, no. I don't like it either. I'm with you. He's not good enough. Just good enough to get you beat. Super utility guy? Yes. I was happy to see the Astros finally miss the playoffs. I feel a rivalry with the Mariners forming for the next 5 years. I agree with you. That's a good call, Salty. That's a good call. I think that's going to be a good rivalry with Seattle. They kind of mirror the A's a little bit in a lot of different ways. Master Ball, I would say JJ in the pitching is your biggest disappointment. Yeah, man. The pitching was great. Starting pitching was always kind of a little suspect all year long. Bullpen was a mystery. Bullpen at the beginning of the season, first 25 games was lights out. And then all of a sudden it just went south. Jumbo Shrimp. John, thank you for all your hard work. I live in Scranton, PA, so I don't get to live that many times, but I appreciate your information. Hey, John, I appreciate the words, man. Thank you, bud. Appreciate you. My 2026 hot take, Morales and DeVries will finish top 2 rookie year voting. Why not? I can see that. You got DeVries, like I've said before, is going to take the same track as Nick Kurtz, meaning he's going to start the year in AAA. There's no reason why he shouldn't. And if he hits as well as Kurtz did his first 20 to 30 games in AAA, why not? Let's see. I'll tell you what Kurtz's numbers was in Vegas. Kurtz played 20 games, 84 at-bats. He only hit 321, but you got to remember, last 23 at-bats or so in Vegas for Kurtz, he was like 3 for 23. Insane slump before they decided to bring him up. That was the last series. So his first 14 games, he was on fire. 7 homers, 24 RBIs. He struck out 27 times, which I didn't like. 321, 1040 OPS, 18 runs, 25 hits, 7 doubles, 7 bombs, 24 ribbies. Yeah, if he could put up similar numbers that Kurtz did in his first 25 games, let's say, next year, why wouldn't you bring him up? Why wouldn't you bring him up? We are lacking one middle infielder next year. Like Angelo or someone said earlier with regard to Hernandez. Not good enough. Not good enough. Good enough to get you beat. I like that. I like that. And Morales. Morales had outings this year. He looked just phenomenal. Young, 22. He'd be all right. They pitched him 100 and something pitches his last outing. He was fine. Severino in his payday. We had no options on his payday, though, Sam. We had no options on his payday. Bamboo. I give the TV broadcast a D, and that's being nice. Yeah, that is being nice. That's being really nice. Yeah, I give him a lot less than a D. That's for sure. Angelo, we had no pitchers. What were you guys expecting? But dang, this year, it sure did, didn't it? Crazy fast year. Man. My biggest disappointment was watching Sully drink the Kool-Aid. Yeah. Not even trying to see the other side of the story despite, yeah. That was me too, guys. So when I dove into this story, you got to remember, I was an A's fan forever, and I've never listened much to podcasts or whatever. I listened to Sully for years. I think as far as a podcaster and his knowledge of baseball and Locked On MLB was amazing. I listened to Wayne Coy and Burke, Jason Burke. And I listened to your Brody Brazils, etc. So the picture that was being framed as far as the A's and this franchise, they are who they were, was a picture that was awful. I didn't pay attention to what was going on in downtown Oakland in the political portion of it. I didn't pay attention to Senate Bill 293 Skinner. Like everything else, I was fed a certain narrative that the A's were this team. And to be honest, I decided I was going to stop watching the A's. I was going to be part of that. Well, what happened was when you lose something, you realize you kind of need it for more than just baseball. When I was worked in lending and real estate for 25, 26 years, and I lived fast. I lived hard. And I did a lot of things that weren't necessarily the healthiest for myself. But my only getaway from everything was that 3 hours watching the A's. And realized once they were gone that there was going to be a void in that 3 hours. And that was when I decided to look into it. And I was like, damn, there's two sides to this story. There is two sides to this story. And a lot of it is more on Oakland government. But again, I regress. Sorry for that rant. Muncy was at second. Yes, Muncy was at second. Good call. Thanks for that reminder. Timmy, can't sugarcoat Severino. He whined to get traded and improved right before the deadline and did better after the trade deadline. I hope it's out of the system. He can be a 15-9 guy. I'm more concerned about that ERA and more consistent starts. He had some starts where he didn't give us anything. And again, Timmy, I always talk about culture. He brought a disease to that clubhouse as well. I thought Jenny and Chris were going to split time on TV, but seems like Jenny did more games on TV. Maybe part of her contract, Bill? I don't know. I don't know if they're back next year or not. Steven Vogt should be our manager. The fact that the team made the playoffs is crazy. Yeah, I mean, but you're right, man. I mean, hey, these playoff teams that got in, come on. Cleveland, terrible. Cincinnati, terrible. What was going on, man? Nutty. Yep, he would have been perfect, and shame the A's were caught looking. Yeah, many times before. John, I would love to bring back Miguel Andujar and start him at third for sure. I would love Miguel Andujar. I would sign him to 2 years, $16 million with a player option for 2028. I love Miguel Andujar. I don't think Miguel Andujar got enough credit that he deserved. I thought he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal with the Reds, and he was phenomenal with the A's. Let me give you his final numbers for this year. And he had even better numbers with the Reds. He was great for the Reds. I'm with you. Let me see if I'm going to give you his final numbers of the year. Season hitting. Miguel Andujar was 60 games all he played. 218 at bats. They wanted to make him this right-handed specialist. Play him against both. 22 runs, 65 hits, 10 doubles, a triple, 6 homers, 27 RBIs. He hit 298, 765 OPS. What else you want? I hope Corpez comes back as our utility guy. I could see that as well, Cage. I would like to see him get an opportunity. I hope he better be on the 26-man roster. I thought Cortez was phenomenal. Another guy that was awesome this year. He ends up still hitting over 400 this year. He was 44 at bats, 91 at bats, 28 hits. Is that 304 I think he hit this year? Good call. Cheers to the Astros for choking too. Hey, on the bright side, the Angels were in last place. Yep. The A's should have took a flyer on that. You think so? Why not, right? The Blade experiment hopefully is over. Please trade. I would love to trade Post. But who wants them? If someone does in, like Journey said, maybe there's still an upside. Maybe they think they could fix them. I'm in you. I'm with you. I think if Leo will be up for the next year for sure, yeah, he was. And that's when it counts, right, Jern? Timmy, you were at the home opener. Estes was bad. Oh, my God. That whole pitching staff against the Cubs was batting practice. I was at 2 of the first 3 games. Yeah, just shelled. I was extremely encouraged to see Severino finish the season so strong. Salty, I literally have to listen to the radio broadcast because of the team. It's so horrific. It's so horrific. I mean, today, down the stretch is fine. I mean, but we're 30 games in the season and they're playing patty cake. And I probably burned a few bridges on that one, but hey, oh well. Yeah, I'm lucky if you can't get a good signal, sheesh, yeah. Hey, thanks for the most, Booney. No retirement, so we have an offseason to build the most of the A's future. Appreciate it. Thank you, Timmy. Booney, once the A's make a playoff push, do you see some of the Oakland fans reluctantly coming back? Yeah, I do. I think what's also starting to be apparent as well, as more of the expansion talks happen with Major League Baseball, we're seeing that Oakland's not even giving an effort at gaining one of these teams. There's no effort. And the reason there's no effort is because they can't afford it. The city's screwed up. They can't do it. So yeah, I do, especially with the young group we have. They're going to start realizing, now, one thing that is a Fisher's fault. He didn't retain players. He didn't invest in the team. The A's right now are a bad product. With that being said, the A's departure from Oakland is a lot more on the city than it is on Fisher. When Dave Kaval worked with Senator Nancy Skinner and developed Senate Bill 293 Skinner, that showed right there the A's had every intention to stay in Oakland. The city couldn't do what it needed to do to execute the bill. I made a decision that I wasn't going to go let John Fisher take away from my favorite pastime and that everything changes over time, so I stick with my beloved A's. Good for you, Salty. I'm glad you did, man. They're a fun crew, man. And at the end of the day, guys, it's about the A's. It's about the A's. But again, if you guys want, look into Senate Bill 293 Skinner. Dave Kaval working with Nancy Skinner is proof in itself that the A's did everything they could to stay in the city. Now, there's reasons why that bill did not get executed. A lot has to do with Libby Schaff. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. And also, it doesn't help when the consulting firm that was hired to calculate the subsidy for Howard Terminal missed their mark by $1.5 billion. It's kind of a lot. Or $1.1 billion, I believe it was. It was in the billions. So there was a lot that went on that people don't talk about enough because a lot of it's just so high level to understand. It's still difficult to understand. A's will win 90 games in 26. I could see that 100%. What did we get to this year? 76? Go with 75. Kurtz and Wilson look a little tired down the stretch. They will be better prepared in 20. Yeah, they did. Kurtz, he hit the 3 bombs down the stretch. They were in blowouts, but overall, yeah, he struggled. DFA Spence, not disagreeing with that. Salty, Chris Carey has a fun, self-depreciating dry humor. He seems like someone who will grow up watching baseball. Yes, I just want some passion, Salty. I want someone that's going to look at the A's team and have some passion and have some care. Not that it's their 9 to 5. Not that's their job. And that's how Canvar announced. I think Miguel would be a great fit at second. Miguel can't play second. I mean, I'm sure he could. But when he was at third this year, he was fine. He looked good at third this year. There's nothing wrong with him at third. Bring back Andahar to play third until DeVries is ready. Then he can Yep. Agree. I like Andahar. I love Andahar. I hope he comes back. At Tim, I agree. Wilson will be better in 2026. Salty Cortez can take Bladay's spot. Agree. One thing I would. Jern, did anyone pick up Minot? I don't think so. DJ now out of the way, and plus he still had options. I don't think so. I could be wrong. Someone correct me on that. I think we'll make some surprise offseason move. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what either, man. My goal for the offseason is I want to extend Kurtz, Wilson, Soderstrom at whatever it costs. Master, I guess I am the only one that listens to the radio. Not the only. Sacramento A's has a nice ring to it. Salty, thanks for a great season, Booney. I have to log off. Hey, appreciate you, Salty. One thing I won't miss this offseason when a home run is, oh my God. Stay fair, stay fair. Or special delivery, the Butler. Just stop with your just come on, man. Basketball nailed it. Vote is a guy. Yeah. I just don't think he's going. I don't think Cleveland's going to let him go, Timmy. Master Ball, I had you Giants at 3-1. Well, look now. Senior, let Vegas have the expansion team and let Sacramento and NorCal keep the A's. My Yankees would have the division if it wasn't for the Rays BS. Bamboo, me too. I'm sticking with them. Even though it's not quite the same, it's always part of me. Me too, man. At the end of the day, it's baseball, right? The Coliseum sale fell apart too. I saw that. The buyer forgot they needed money to buy. Hey, that's an interesting thing, huh, RD? Bill, Booney, you're the best. Thanks for being with us this year. Now let's go with the AL West next year. Appreciate that, Bill. Landon, yeah, big win for the New York Giants today. We needed that. Yeah, I don't know if Russell Wilson was the reason. Guys, tomorrow's episode, check out tomorrow's 12:30 Pacific Standard Time. I had a crossover with Locked On Marlins host Jeremiah Geiger. Great dude. We talked about both seasons for the A's, for the Marlins, what the future looks like, what we need to do, etc. Later on this week, I got an episode coming out on a hell of a cause. Jamie Arnold, rookie, first-round pick, number 11 overall for the A's, has a cause, a special cause for cystic fibrosis. Every K he had at Florida State, he donated money towards cystic fibrosis. I got an episode dropping Thursday or Friday. Check it out for a great cause as well, man. Gene, Booney did a great job this season. Your baseball, I appreciate that, Gene. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. The Athletics to Vegas stuff is done. It's over. Yeah, I agree. What happens when they make the playoffs next year? Do they play in SAC? They're going to play in SAC. It was decided this year that they're going to play in SAC, and that's the same with Tampa Bay, John. You going on holidays? No. Journey, I'll still be doing this 5 days a week. I'll still be doing this 5 days a week during the off season. So give me some content. What do you want me to talk about, Jern? No off season. We keep on going. You know, the Marlins keep doing this to the Mets. That was great, wasn't it? Angelo, great live season. Hey, appreciate you, Angelo. Thank you, man. I'm tired of governments demanding low-income housing as part of stadium bills. Infrastructure, I understand. Traffic modification, I get. Becoming HUD seemed, yeah, right? Hey, that's the whole, what was the whole 12 billion mark on that. Yeah, Boone, you had a great season. Hey, thank you, Bamboo. Sacramento gold jerseys. Yeah, they're clean. They're a good-looking jersey. I like it, Jacelos. I'm going to sport one next year. For sure. For sure. Fellas, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, 5 days a week, I will continue to cover the A's Monday through Friday. Anything you guys want me to cover, shoot me a message on X. Email me at lockedonathletics@gmail.com. If you guys want to come on the show and talk A's baseball, always welcome. Any of you are always welcome. Remember, at the end of the day, this is your show. At the end of the day, this is about you. This really is. It's about us. It's about the fans. We say what we want. We say how we want it. We vent. We talk. Whatever you guys want to do. There's no out of bounds on this show. No out of bounds. Jern, hard to daydream about free agency, so I don't know what you. Hey, thank you. Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Would be awesome to get some people like former players, etc. I'll try that. I'll definitely try that. You know what's hard about that? I tell you what's hard about it. It's hard getting the players. And then when you get the former players, or players in general, you could almost like script the interview and how it's going to take, because everything they say is kind of safe, right? But yeah, I'll definitely try. Cage, appreciate your passion and insight, Booney. I'm glad I just got locked on A's in this community this season. Hey, appreciate you, man. And thank you, Cage, for coming through. Timmy, as for Campfire, she called a home run to the gap right center field foul play. Yeah, I saw. LockedOnAthletics@gmail.com. Twitter, @LockedOnAce. Anything you guys want. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. If you are in Vegas, 12:30, Monday through Friday. Cox channel, cable channel 77. Take care, guys. Until next time.